Good afternoon. Today, I want to talk about if you wouldn't pay your own price and you think it's just pushing a button, you're actually the problem. I am Leslie Liondas, where I help other accountants, bookkeepers, and tax pros go from burnout to actually a business they love. But yesterday, something hit not only myself, but my team at its core when we heard three times I would not pay that much for my own services. And they weren't just talking about, they were talking about advisory or coaching or whatever you want to call it, payroll, bookkeeping, or whatever. And we were like, what the living crap? If you don't believe your work is worth it, if you wouldn't pay what you're charging, why should anyone else? This is the exact mindset that is keeping you overworked, underpaid, and secretly bitter about your business. Because you can't increase prices because you have this limiting belief about it. And it's not the client's fault. It's not the economy. This is actually you. That belief, that little voice that says, I don't think it's worth that much. That's the root of your burnout. And I've heard this before many times, and I guess yesterday it just really hit me. It's like, why? And so we asked the question of why they thought that. And the thing was, it's like they really truly believe that the client can just Google that. And we used an example of like IRAs. And I'm like, when you pull up Google with IRAs, there's so much information out there. You're a professional, no different than a doctor or a lawyer. Why are we doing this to ourselves? It's not about pushing a button for payroll or pushing a button for a tax return. It's about the knowledge between your freaking ears. And people don't just know this stuff. You've spent years and years learning this information. But what's really sad is you believe this. And it is a limiting belief. Clients are desperate for this information that you have right here, but you don't see the value in yourself, which is why you're burning yourself out. You're burning your team out. You're burning your business out. So I want to be really clear about something. If it were just pushing a button, why are clients sending you tax notices? Why are they sending you payroll notices? Why are they calling you in a panic? Because they don't know what to do. And you're the one that's fixing their payroll disaster when they do it wrong. You're the one on hold with the IRS for 2 hours over a notice, and that's on a good day. They don't understand. You're not selling a button, you're selling experience, protection, judgment, a solution they didn't even know how to describe. I just don't get this. And if you're devaluing it all because it comes easy to you, let me remind you of something. Just as because it's easy for you doesn't mean it's not incredibly valued to them. Because I don't know about you, but I spent a ton of money to get the education that I have. I spend a ton of money on continuing education every single year to stay up to date with tax law, to stay up to date with payroll laws, to stay up to date with sales tax laws, to stay up to date to influence my team, to impact, because it is about what you're bringing. So, what I want to share with you, because here's what happens next if you don't fix this. If you keep charging less than your worth, you're going to keep doing more than you agree to. You'll keep telling yourself it's fine when you know that it's not. And before long, you will hate the very business that you built. And that's what I hear all the time because that's why you're exhausted. That's why you can't afford help. That's why you can't afford technology. That's why you can't implement higher value services. That's why you can't freaking see straight. This is why your business is breaking you because your mindset is broke first. And I'm talking about people that are telling me this have been in the industry for 10 plus years. And I really just don't know what to do about it because I've been saying this for years. So last month I ran a pricing workshop and I shifted people actually thinking differently about their business and thinking differently about money, thinking differently about sales. And so I'm running it again this month on Tuesday, June 24th at 12 Central. And we're not just talking about numbers. We're going to talk about beliefs that are burying you in your business alive by saying, I wouldn't pay that much. It's just a button. They can Google that. I feel bad about charging more. They won't pay it. They won't say it. They will not pay any of this. But really and truly, the core is you. You're the problem. And then we're also going to be talking about how to draw real scope boundaries and finally to believe that you're worth charging more. And so I really want you to show up for this workshop, and I'm going to drop it below the link below. And if this hits you in the gut, I hope it does, because the faster you face this, the faster you fix it, you'll start working like a CEO and pricing like you should. Because some of you are pricing like it's 1987. Because I remember when my mom first started in accounting, some of you are pricing those prices still in 2025. So if you want to change your business, you got to start charging and changing and believe you're worth it. This knowledge right here is worth it. It is not common knowledge. Some of you can quote freaking tax law like there is nobody's business. So I hope to see you at the workshop, and I will stay on that workshop until there is no questions left. Because I can't tell you how important this is to not only you, but to your family, your business, your team, and your clients, because your clients want more. They do. But you're not, I don't even know. I really just don't know. This like floored me yesterday. So I want you to make sure that you register for this workshop. It is a free workshop, and let me change your mind. Just let me change your mind. So I hope you have a great rest of your day. And if you have questions, drop them below. I will put the link in here to register for the workshop, and I hope to see you on Tuesday, the 24th.